said, Justin Keeling is the name. Eventually picked up full-time bottle picking, digging into garbage bins, looking for anything that I could get my hands onto, and basically using that to support myself for money. I had money every day doing that. People were giving me money, and I just resorted to pushing a cart and filling those bags with as much empties as I could, and getting as much money as I could at the bottle depots, and using those funds to survive. I didn't care about myself, didn't care about what other people thought about me or nothing. I was homeless, and I realized that, and eventually, I was eating out of the garbage as well. Food, finding juices, and whatever I could get my hands onto. Sleeping in people's sheds, sleeping in the back of stairwells and hotels, apartment buildings, complexes downtown, wherever I could find a warm place to stay. So it was like that until I found a tent, and I thought that was just a gift from heaven at that point, and started to pitch my tent in various places. Police were coming over saying, no, you can't camp here. Went up north to Clairview and pitched that tent in this Evergreens. The police told me to go there and check it out, and from that point on, I continued to bottle pick and lived there until the end of January of this year. Sometimes, the odd time, you get ridiculed as well. Children in the parking lot yell and scream out at me, find a home, get a home, or whatever. And I wouldn't pay attention to that, it just make me create a hate even more doing that, saying I do have a home, I got a tent, what do you got? And that tent sheltered me. I remember, hearing the rain, and everything in there was warm, it was dry. Come to think about it, the candle, lighting the candles in there would provide enough heat, sufficient to keep warm, and the sleeping bags as well, and the blankets over top. I'd take the coat off, and wouldn't even need gloves or hat or scarf. It'd be all nice and toasty warm in there, and I was pretty proud about that at the time. But I knew when I was thinking about that, sitting in that tent alone, drinking by myself, I knew, that I can do a lot better than this, for myself. And the mindset I was in, not caring about society, not caring what people thought, and eventually not even caring about myself. I had to do something about it. I had to change something, because I was getting sick and tired deep down inside of me. There's got to be more to life than just coming back to this tent all the time. I got to find something. I have a trade that is able to support myself, and didn't know what to do. In fact, at the time when I was in there, I believe that I didn't really want to do it. I didn't want to ask for help because I was ashamed. I was thinking I came all this way for nothing. But there was a purpose in the long run. The last time I stayed at that tent, I was emotionally crushed. I was really low self-esteem, and my friend's wife drove me out there to pick up a few things, and I remember actually making that tent alive. When you have a child, right, or like a child, or somebody or even a father figure or something that would protect you. That tent, sitting out there, kept me alive. And every time I'd leave that tent, I'd said, don't worry, Daddy's coming home, Daddy's coming home. And I remember the last time that when I packed up my belongings, the clothes that I needed to put in my bag, and I knew that was the last time I was going to come there to sleep. And I laid my hands on that tent, and I said, you know what, Daddy's not coming home. And at that point, I started to cry. And I started bawling my eyes out. Literally. Thinking about it, it's just, it really hurts. coming from that life to this, I wasn't used to it. You know, and it was really a big change. You know, thinking, yeah, you know, there are people out there that do care, that do really care. And coming to this, you know, every time I think a thought in my head that I'm not ungrateful, I just, you know, when I'm here, you know, I think just open your eyes and look around you. You know, I mean, look around you, Justin. What an amazing change, you know, of how people have helped me. Just by one question of asking, you know what, I'm tired of this, can you give me a hand? And that's when my pride just went right out the door. And, you know, within 3 weeks, I was signing a lease. I had keys handed to me 5 weeks later. And everybody was happy for me, even the landlords here. It's humbling, very humbling, you know. Yeah.